Hello everybody! Today I would like to show you some improvements I made to my Vibecoding setup. So I showed it a few videos ago, and now I would like to show you some improvements I made. So with my setup I'm using 𝗘𝗺𝗶𝗹 and it runs inside a Docker container. So I have it running here, and I can show you the setup or what I have in a Docker container. So it's here. And if I open a Docker file, we can look at the configuration here. So it's based on Fedora, and inside it I have SSH, so I can connect to it. Some regular tools like Git. I also am developing with Go, so I've installed Golang. I have Tmux, and that is important because I'm using OpenCode, and I'm using or starting it as a web UI, and then I'm using starting it in Tmux, and then I can disattach from that session while keeping it running. And I have 𝗦𝗶𝗴 if I want to edit something, and then I'm using the fish shell. I guess I could have removed that 𝗘𝗺𝗧𝗔𝗖𝗍, and here I've tried just with 𝗘𝗺𝗧 instead of Tmux, just playing around with it. Starship, it's a different prompt that I have just for fun. Here I'm creating my dev account. I'm using the fish shell for it and configuring SSH. And here also some config for fish shell. I need to improve on this. This doesn't really work that well. But anyways, here we have Starship, SSH. And here are like the important parts. I'm installing 𝗘𝗺𝗶𝗹, and I'm playing around with OpenCode as well. So that's OpenCode I've used for mostly now. But I also have 𝗘𝗺𝗶𝗹 if I want to use that. So that's like the Vibecoding tools that I have here. That's like the important parts. As well as here, I'm using an MCP server for 𝗘𝗺𝗓. So my code that I'm coding on now, it's hosted on 𝗘𝗺𝗏. So I have a MCP server here, so from OpenCode that it can communicate with 𝗘𝗺𝗏 by like creating a pull request and reading my issues if I create one there or if I comment something. So it can access 𝗘𝗺𝗏. So it's just downloading a binary. This is using Go, and yeah, installing it in the Docker machine. And here we have some OpenCode config that I'm copying in. So that's pretty much it. This is the port we need then for OpenCode for the web UI. So if we go over here, I can show you. So here is my dev machine. So if you're interested, you can go here and see the same thing and pull it down if you're interested. But so I'm hosting it inside the 𝗘𝗺𝗶𝗹 on my home server. It's using this setup, and I can SSH into the machine. So I can SSH into the machine, and let's do that. Here's the address, but it's on. So I'm using tailscale to be able to access it. So when I'm not home, I can still access it by being on the tailscale network. And here I have my repo, but let's do tmux and attach here. So now I've attached to tmux, and inside tmux I'm running OpenCode with the web UI. So I can stop this, and like OpenCode, that's a terminal application. So here I would be able to like ask the AI to do things for me. But it is possible then to start it with a web UI instead, and then this pops up. So if I go back to my web browser, and if I navigate, so this is on that website here, port 4096, that's a default port. And here I can see my different sessions. Bubblegum Crisis, that's my project. It's also hosted on 𝗘𝗺𝗏. So if I go back here, I can open it here. So this is this repository, and I have on 𝗘𝗺𝗏 created a second account, the DanOpcode bot. So that's my bot account. So I generated a personal access token, and I've configured the MCP server in the VM, so it can communicate with this account. So let's go over to the repository. So just to try it, maybe we can come up with some issue that we want to give the AI. So I saw here in my README that it says something about coverage, but I'm not using that. I don't measure like code coverage. So maybe we can ask it to do something. So let's start with creating an issue here. New issue, remove references to make it from the README. When I say here, I can pull the latest code from the main branch, create a new feature branch, remove any references to code coverage with any from the README, and also agents since I want to measure any code coverage. So we create the issue, and then we will get a number here. And we take this, and then we can go over here. We have created a new session, and we can tell the AI to look at the issue and then work on it. Please look at the issue. Now I paste in on code and work on that. So this is running on my home server, and it's exposing this port and site on my home network, and using Tailscale I would be able to also connect with my phone to this site if I'm connected to the same Tailscale network. And here we can see that it's working. So here it used the MCP servers to connect to 𝗘𝗶𝗴 and get the issue. And here it's reading the README file, and it's looking for references with this make coverage. And made a to-do list here. It's gonna take the latest code from the main branch. Inside this OpenCode web UI, then I'm able to like see what the AI is working on and tell it to do things. And then later when it's done, then I can review it through pull requests here. So we will see when it's working. I think this is quite cool that it's able to do terminal commands, both like this with MCP servers to access data when it like understands that it needs something, and then also do like commands in the terminal. So now it has created a feature branch here, it named it something. Oh, not really sure what it means with this, that it has been modified. It has updated the README, it says. But yeah, now it's a little bit mixed with something else it was working on, so maybe this is not completely perfect. And now it was done. It seems like it didn't do a PR, so sometimes it's like missing some things. Please make a PR. So now it's doing a PR. We can see in the Git status it has modified 2 files. It's adding those files, and then it's committing them, and now it's pushing it to the repository. And here we can see that it's again using the MCP server now to create the PR, and then it has written this. So pull request created, and then we can open that. So now we come over to 𝗘𝗶𝗴 where the code is hosted, and that's the bot account. And it has written a description, and it has made one commit here. Okay, maybe this is something I need to fix. I haven't seen that before. But here we can see what it has done. So it has removed this, removed this, and removed this about the coverage report. And then if I'm happy, then I can merge this, and we can delete the branch. And like that, that was it. This is the workflow I'm trying out now. I think it works quite well, at least when it's a bit simpler tasks, but it also depends on like what model you're using. I've used this free model to play around with. I think maybe for more advanced tasks you should use maybe some paid model, like from OpenAI for instance. But this has been working quite well for small tasks in a small project. And like we saw now, it did very well, I would say, that it could do this task. So I think that was everything I wanted to show you. I think this workflow works quite great, I would actually say. I think it's very cool that I'm able to use it like whenever. Since it's running on my home server and not on my laptop, I can switch computers, like I'm using Windows and Linux and dual booting, and but it can continue to run on the home server, and I can also connect through my phone. So even if I'm not at the computer, I can monitor and see what it's doing and give it tasks. Yeah, this is the setup I've been able to set up now, and I think I will like improve on it. It's not perfect yet, but it works very well, and I'm quite impressed that I managed to make it work and that the AI works that well. And also really like OpenCode with their web UI. It works very well, and it's nice that you can manage different sessions. It should also be possible to have different work trees with Git there, so you can work on parallel branches at the same time. But I haven't tried that yet. I hope this inspires you to try something similar, and please write in the comments if you are also vibe coding through your phone or on the go. It would be fun to hear how your setup looks like, and then maybe I can improve more on mine. And I hope you have a great day. Bye bye.